And hello, all my fellow nerds out there. It's Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back to Our Life Beginning and Always. Last episode we finished off step 2, and right now we are going to be going through some more character customization before moving on to step 3. Anyways, I guess this is supposed to be like after the teenage years. So, I honestly I'd probably say my hair was like, oh god. Oh, my hair was not like that before. um, okay, so I actually don't think I had a pony. I don't think I actually ever had a ponytail that much growing up. Two-tone. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. But unfortunately, I wasn't two-toned either, so... Wait. Why does this remind me of Neapolitan from Ruby? Oh my god. How many hairstyles is there? Dang. Okay, I think this was kind of close to what I looked like back then. Like, I was kind of in and out when it came to the earrings, though. Okay, there it is. None. I do gotta say I did have a wee bit of acne back then. I won't lie. We've all had acne at some point, but I actually did start using some things to get rid of it, and they pretty much showed up less and less. Don't really know what the whole point of the lips thick and thin are supposed to be. I'm just gonna stick with thin, since I think that's how my lips always been. Still wore pants and shirts. I have one on my leg, one on my arm. I don't think I have one on my chest or back at all. And I think I don't have any. I don't think I had braces anymore. If I remember right, yeah. Okay. Also, I apologize. I'm just trying to make this as accurate to me as possible. A rate? Oh, we got more. Headscarf? Whoa. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. Oh. Okay, that's pretty cool, but I don't think I wore any headscarves back then. Nail length, they were pretty short. Plain. We got a little nose ring. I never had a nose ring growing up. Rings. I don't think I wore any rings either. Okay, I think that should be all set. More. Let's use for Cove. Let's stick with relax and we can go up. We can go up. Ooh. Wait, I was nervous. Direct. Relaxed. We went off from crush to love, so you know what? Let's just go up one stage. It should be fine. Alright, I'm ready. I am ready. Okay. Oh, now I'm able to save. Took you long enough, game. Okay. Ready. Step 3. Relax love. Code customization. Personality, appearance. You know what? I'm gonna let the game decide this time. I want the game to decide this time because I decided last time and I'm not even sure if I did that great of a job, so I'm just gonna go with neither. Since you're romantically interested in Cove and are old enough to start being physically affectionate more seriously, you can choose what initiative level he has through step 3. Making the player experiences what they want is important in our life, but always putting your choice first can potentially make a relationship feel one-sided. So we've added some flexibility in how it works. Low initiative means that Cove will occasionally ask to touch the MC, and in those situations, there will always be an opportunity to say yes or no. For example, he won't simply lean over and kiss the MC as a greeting or in an emotional moment. Every piece of physical interaction will be either initiated or approved by the player before it happens. I love this. Okay, honestly, I already love this. Consent is everything, people. Middle initiative means that there will be those certain times when Cove requests to touch the MC, many chances to initiate affection on your own, and also Cove will pretty regularly give affection automatically. One example will be giving the MC a kiss because he's happy or emotional or something else. And in other situations, you can choose not to make the first move in order to give Cove the space to be the one to act afterwards. Overall, Cove can get romantic, but the player agency will take priority. High initiative includes everything middle does, but it also means that the player agency will be reduced to a degree in favor of having Cove give physical affection even more frequently, and with less prompting. Instead of a major affection giving situations being led by a choice menu for you to decide on, some will instead be replaced by Cove acting automatically. This level is only recommended if you're very comfortable with physical affection and would prefer to simply see it happen rather than always holding the reins on it. However, this level is mostly relevant if Cove ends up as your official boyfriend at some point. Situations where high initiative makes a difference tend to come up in scenes that are exclusive to being in a relationship. Oh my god, this is literally just taking every part of life and just mixing it into one. I mean, well, the game is called Our Life, so what do I know? The parts are also included in the middle initiative will be seen whether you're dating or not. Once you pick your level, it can't be changed later, so keep your full playthrough in mind when deciding. We hope you enjoy whatever initiative option you decide on. Ooh. Okay, so what this boils down to is, am I comfortable around Cove or not? Because because don't get me wrong, I'm already comfortable. My character is already comfortable around them. But like, I don't think they're that comfortable yet. Like, there's still a lot about each other that they probably don't even know, right? Even though they've been best friends for a long time. Like, even the bestest friends keep secrets from each other. And I don't understand why that is. But but if I'm gonna be the one to decide here, I think when in doubt, you middle it out, right? So I think the middle initiative is probably gonna be the most realistic one. Like, as with low initiative, yeah, it's like there, but like, is it really? And high initiative is like, it's too much of it being there. So like, middle initiative is probably like the best way to go, at least in my opinion. The start of classes ended the relaxed, free days of summer. It didn't take long for you to get back into the swing of the school year routine. Schedules and homework became the new normal. Derek wasn't around nearly as much with school and after-school activities. There weren't many opportunities for him to take the trip to your neighborhood. Sometimes you'd hear he was at a training camp or something like that, but you weren't always sure what he was up to. You kind of lost contact as time went on. Honestly, that kind of does sound a little like me. Well, you still kept touch over the phone as best you could. Yeah, that sounds easier. The Jeremy kid did disappear after that summer, and no one heard from him again. Where he went or what he might be up to was a mystery. More summers came and went, like the waves on the shore coming in and out. In your second year of high school, someone new started to visit Sunset Bird. A sunny girl named Terry Brooke. She was a friend of Cove. she was a friend Cove made due to them both being ocean obsessed. Terry was more than glad to befriend you. I almost misread that. So, someone close to Cove had to be good company, she felt. You were pleased to get along with her as well. Terry was tight with another girl who you had known distantly from their school for a long time, Miranda Eckert? I have no idea how to pronounce that. You saw more and more of her as time went on, thanks to Terry and Miranda's own outreach. Oh my god, I'm probably editing these out, but my god, I'm yawning like crazy, guys. Like, I need to start getting more sleep. My god. After a while, all of you developed a real friendship together. After your home life, the Jameses also had developments. Changing laws and public perception countrywide made it possible for your moms to openly wear their wedding rings without question. Though they had a wedding years ago, it was only recently that the union was officially recognized everywhere in the US, and that was a good day, to say the least. Elizabeth came into her own and stopped being quite as irritable. She no longer worried about perceived childishness as she grew up for real. She didn't even mind being called Lizzie again. Although most people use Liz, she eventually graduated high school and moved out and to attend college in another state. It was a lot for you to adjust to your older sister being gone. Liz never let you forget her role in your life, though you kept in touch. Cole's relationship with his family improved over the years. Kyra visited several times after that summer, and things became easier between the two. He was also closer with his dad than ever before. You knew they talked more, and that helped prevent a lot of friction before it could start. And Cove only continued to open up to his parents and the rest of the world. He was so bright, he shone. He would willingly join conversations, make jokes, and put in an effort not to use overly blunt phrasing. Cove's interests have shifted when he was younger. He still enjoyed more studious pursuits, and he always spent just as much on athletic activities. Things had shifted between you and Cove, but in a way that most couldn't see. After all this time, he wasn't just your neighbor. He wasn't only your friend, or even a guy you were interested in. You were in love with him. You loved Cove. You knew that fact for certain. There was no one else you held those feelings for. Can I just say, I love all like the cityscapes that they're showing, like in the background. It's so good. It was strange to look back on it all. The future faded into your present, and then it was simply the past. Even the most fundamental parts of your life couldn't last forever. You felt that the most pointedly the day you inevitably graduated high school. It was over, and you would not be going back ever again. From now on, what came next was your choice. You would be directing your own life. That was where you were currently. The summer after school had ended, the first summer of true freedom. What used to be a reprieve from the typical was now going to be your first step into adulthood. One fine summer morning, whoa! Okay, wait, whoa. Is this the James's house? Is this me and my mom's house? Okay, it looks slightly different. One fine summer morning, you took in what you had become a very special scene. The whole family having a meal together. Whoa! Okay, hold on. I love Lizzie's new look. She looks so cool. Your big sister Liz still hadn't lived at home full time for a couple years. But she arrived last week to spend the season since it was an off semester for her. She wanted to make sure she was in town because you had now also graduated high school, so who knew how much rarer these moments would become in the future. You watched on as Liz lapsed good-naturedly over the comment Mom made. Her Elizabeth-only mindset had only been a phase. Nearly any nickname was welcome at this point of her life. Strangely, even though she moved away, you'd lately felt closer to her than you had in a long time. You idly scooped up more of your breakfast and chewed it absentmindedly. You're vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian. The heck is a pescatarian? Hold up. See, pescatarian, a person who doesn't eat meat but does eat fish. Oh, but fish is meat. That's confusing to say the least. Proletarian, picky eater, generally ate whatever. You know what? That sounds like me. I generally ate whatever. The meal you had reflected that. It included just about everything your moms had made, though you often made your own food nowadays. With Liz around, though, your parents made even more options than usual. Your sister had been vegetarian for a while, and they wanted to make sure she had choices too. Oh, they actually look like they matured! I love this! I love, like, the IRL life stuff that's going on. Oh, I just love these details. Like, I am a person who, okay, despite my denial for, like, okay, so the thing is that like I always kind of thought that I had ADHD, but like not like for real. But the real thing is that I actually have a big attention to detail, and this is by far one of the biggest attentions to detail I've ever seen. I love it. Conversation had gone on idly, without you fully taking in the words, until your ears were piqued when Ma started on a bit of town gossip. And so that's how I heard the news. All right, now stop burying the lead and tell us. What is this so-called news? Ma giggled as she cast a look across the table, satisfied that she had everyone's attention. Well, it turns out the Donalds won't be renting out the condo up the street as per Sunset Bird tradition, for the first time in what must be nearly 2 decades. A chorus of gasps and shocked expressions were had all around. After the initial shock, your eyebrows pinched. Mom may consider them by name, but you and Liz always viewed them as exclusively as the mean old couple, who would yell at anyone under 25 who crossed their paths. Your mom continued on with the story, spreading strawberry jam over a piece of toast as she did so. They've decided not to take big trips anymore. Friends and family will be visiting them at their home. That's nice for them then. Have a good summer, mean grandparents with no grandkids, away from us. It's kind of sad they can't travel anymore. I hope they're still okay, even if they are mean. Finally, they can piss off. Okay, that... I kind of want to say that just to see a reaction, but like... but honestly, in my own opinion, I hope they're still okay, even if they are mean. They've had a very full life. It's nothing to sneeze at. And you be nice, Liz. You don't want to end up like them, do you? You and sister cracked smiles at the joke. Well, at least they won't be here to yell at my children anymore. Lonnie. And that blunt comment got a laughter from all three of you, engrossed in conversation once more. You continued to chat with your family until the meal was over. Oh? Step 3. Third time's the charm. As it went, once the food was eaten, the cleanup had to be done. Liz took the role of washing the dishes and passed them to you for drying and putting away. You had a set of cups in front of you that needed to go on the top shelf of the cabinet. The task was pretty straightforward. You were tall. Honestly, I actually am pretty tall. I'm like 5'9", I want to say, or 5'8". Again, I don't remember my height. It's so ridiculously inconsistent with me. You really shot up in height the last few years. No one had seen it coming. You felt great about how things were. Yeah, that sounds right. Your height was something about yourself that you were always quite pleased with. Liz shook you out of your internal musing and started up by an impromptu conversation. She seemed to be voicing the thoughts that had been buzzing around in her own head. I have to say, going back to another semester this fall is pretty intimidating. You'd think after the first year or two I'd have a handle on things, but nope. You stole a glance at her, still placing cups in the proper place. I guess it's only fair. My first round was pretty general classes, and year one of my architecture major was the basics. Now I feel serious. I have to actually know some things. The laugh she gave was flippantly airy, but the way she scrubbed at the plates held more force than necessary. I do think it's really cool you want to be an architect. I know you can handle it. That does sound hard. You simply shrugged. You merely listened to her venting. It's really cool that you want to be an architect. I mean, honestly, I actually okay, so the thing is, I actually wanted to be an art major when I went to college for the first time, but I couldn't really do that, so I decided to just do general studies instead because I had no idea what I wanted to be. Like, okay, the thing is, I knew I wanted to be a YouTuber and all that, right? But like back then, when I was younger, like, okay, well, when I say when I was younger, I mean like, I don't know, like 5 years ago, I want to say, like 5 years ago, I wanted to be a YouTuber. It's something that I like. The thing is, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wrestler like in WWE, right? But I started realizing as I went on life how physically impossible that is, especially with my body type. So, I know there's workouts and all that stuff, but like, I don't know. I kind of just grew lazy during my teenage years. I won't lie. But after I became a YouTuber, after I started making videos for you guys, which was like only like last year, I want to say, I honestly feel happy. I'm really glad that I get to make these videos for all of you that are watching this. And that's something that I've always wanted. I just wanted a connection with people, you know, like. And okay, I know I'm going off my own little tangent out here, but like I'm taking a bit of the episode out, so I think I'll just save it for later. Anyways, I think it's really cool you want to be an architect. Don't be too impressed yet. Wait to see if it actually happens. But thanks. The older sister's mouth quirked into a smile. It'll be fine, one way or another. Oh, but I'm not trying to scare you away from college. If that's even your plan, what's going on with that anyway? You kind of had a general idea. You had absolutely no idea. Yeah, let yourself think about it. It was too much. I'd say I probably had a general idea. You answered the question as much as you were able and willing to. Liz's smile grew more reassuring as you did. You made it through 12 years of full-time education already, and you've got plenty going for you. Sometimes it still felt hard to believe your public schooling experience was over, in the end. Ooh. I'd probably say I was pretty... I think I'd say I was pretty average. I think I'd say I was pretty average. Yeah, honestly, I probably could have wished it would have gone better. Even though it wasn't anything necessarily bad, you couldn't help feel disappointed it wasn't especially good either. Liz picked up on the silence her question ended up creating. She decided it was time to make a closing statement on the topic.
You're a good boy.
You're a good boy, Richie. Do what's best for you, and we'll be here to back it up. Thanks, Liz. At that, Liz happily passed the final dish your way. She waved the soaked hand as a farewell and moved on to her next task for cleanup job. You refocused on getting the last pieces put back where they belonged. You eventually moved onto a new chore, but that was interrupted by the sound of your cell phone. The phone was just at the vibrate. Okay, honestly, this actually does sound like me. I always kind of just kept my phone on vibrate because like I just have the best ears. I literally have the best ears. Like my family always keeps their ringers on for like no reason. I don't know why. Well, of course, probably because their hearing is a bit going. I won't lie. I feel like that they need hearing aids because sometimes they can hear me and sometimes they can't. But I myself personally set my phone to vibrate. Always. You casually picked up from the table where you had placed it earlier. The phone was a couple of years old at this point, having been a 16th birthday gift from your parents. They decided which model to get, but you got to pick the color. It was silver, black, gold, rose gold, red, orange, turquoise, pink, purple, blue, green, yellow. Oh, I think I had a green phone before while I was growing up. Yeah, it was a green phone with a black case. I mean nowadays I have like I'd say it's like blue-black color? It's like a blackish bluish color. I don't know. But when I was growing up I had a green phone with a black casing. It was just a phone. You didn't do anything to decorate it. It had a special charm attached to it. Yeah, I actually didn't really decorate my phone. It looked fine. The screen lit up as you gave a little device a swipe with one finger. You were informed of the caller ID that it was Lee. You weren't surprised. Despite having busier and busier lives and not living in the same town, you still had a good relationship with your cousin of the same age. Especially once the miracle of both of you having your own phones actually happened. She got hers first though. Tapping the accept button, you answered the call. A familiar, bubbly voice came through right after.
Hi.
Oh! Okay, so... Oh, dude, my phone actually does look green. Oh, it's so cool. I love how the color you choose actually influences the phone's color. That's awesome. But, oh my god, Lizzie doesn't look like she's changed a bit. And honestly, I love that. I really love it. Hey, Richie. Hiya. I trust I'm not interrupting anything major. Only some cleaning around the house. Oh, then you're welcome for my call. A distraction from that must have been desperately needed. Hey, I love doing chores, you joked. I like cleaning, you protested earnestly. It's good to hear from you. You know what, let's just crack a joke.
Right?
Of course, who wouldn't? She giggled and you could hear the jangling of jewelry she must be wearing. Nothing amazing is happening for me either. I'm bored and felt like chatting. My morning shift ended, so I'm free for the rest of the day. Woo! That's good. You were off from your part-time job today? You hadn't started working anything yet, so you couldn't relate. I guess you could say. I mean, I technically kind of had a job growing up. Okay. Though honestly, I'm not really sure if it counts because like, I did actually do a bit of work after like while I was going to school, but like it was more volunteer work than anything. I just got like it was one of those volunteer works that it was like this little program that I was part of, right? Where you got to like volunteer for something and they actually like pay you as if you actually had a job there, and I got like a lot of money from it. I'm not going to say how much because that's very personal, but I got a lot of money from it. I got to promote my game. I got to promote my hobbies even more to make that into a career. You hadn't started working anywhere yet, so you couldn't relate. Unlike you, Lee hadn't started dipping her toes in the workforce as of late. It made keeping in touch frequently even more complicated, but you both managed. What about you? It's been pretty normal.
Cool.
That's you then. So, how's Mr. Cove Holden doing? There was a teasing bent in her tone. She was never willing to let up on what was going on between the two of you. but the name was incredibly familiar to your ears. Cove, your next door neighbor for the past decade at this point. But he was far more than just someone who lived on the same street. You vividly remember the summer day you expressed feelings for each other as little 13-year-olds. Aww. You only got together officially recently. Ooh, wait. Oh wait, no, if you think about it, so like if laws change, right? Then that means we probably changed as of recently. Then that means they probably couldn't. Me and him probably weren't dating back then just yet. Like, yeah, all that happened, but like, we couldn't really tell. We chose not to tell the parents about this. So I think I'm gonna say recently. I think recently is probably a good idea. And you were in love with him, but didn't want to talk about that at this point of your life. And you were in love with him, but that was the one thing you hadn't admitted yet. Are you even surviving without the boy being 10 feet away at all times? Or is everything right with the world again and he's back? No, Lee, he isn't here. Just like he wasn't here yesterday, or the last time you asked, or the time before that, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Can you blame me? Doesn't it seem like you should have made his grand return already? Plus, I want to visit soon. He needs to be there too. You could understand where she was coming from. This was certainly outside the norm. For the past couple of months, and in the last few weeks especially, Cove had been going to his mom's place in Nevada. The two of you still regularly stayed in contact over texts and calls, but still, your mind began drifted back in that time to all the prior trips he'd taken to visit her. Almost every year, he'd have to go away for a while, and then he'd be back. It made you sad and lonely when it happened. You never minded it. It was kind of nice to have breaks away from each other. You weren't a fan, but made do. It was just shitty. It upset you. Your younger self worried about him leaving for good. I never minded it. You sent him letters the entire time he was away. Your mom helped you ship out care packages to him and his mom. You gave him special treasures to take with him before you left. You kept an eye on his house for a while, for him while he wasn't here. You were incapable of doing anything until he was back. Middle one. Some were just to borrow, and others were for him to keep forever. He sent you letters while there in return. That's how it was in the past, but lately he had been trying to see her as much as he could before taking long trips to another state became too impractical to do. His part-time work could become full-time soon, or could be moving somewhere else for school. Cove hadn't actually been entirely clear what his plans were after graduation. Cove was hesitant to speak on that, even with you. It couldn't be avoided forever, though. You both knew that.
Well,
Maybe we should switch up to a non-Cove related topic. Sounds like a plan. The rest of the conversation rolled on. Not much longer, though. Lee had to go, and you need to finish your responsibilities around the house. The both of you exchanged goodbyes, and then you went back to what you've been working on before the call came in. Oh? Ooh! Okay, I like the fancy dress hat. It's really nice. As you wrapped up the last of your chores, you were approached by Liz wearing a cheeky smile. I got Mom's keys. Want to get out of this tiny town and do some shopping in a real city? That sounds great.
good.
I'm driving. That was obvious. You didn't know how to drive. Okay. Even though you could drive too, it was her plan. She could do it if she wanted. I think by this point, I actually do have a license, because I got my learner's permit when I was 16. For all you guys who didn't know, like few fun facts about me. I got my learner's permit when I was 16 years old, along with my good buddy Caesar Jr. And after that, we both took a driver's test, and I got my license. But a little known fact about me is that, well, while I can drive, it's just that I prefer walking. Like, I don't know, I I don't know. Something about walking just feels better to me. I don't really like to drive around too much. Anyways, I think we go to the third option. Go get your wallet and anything else. We're going now. With a nod, you make a quick detour to collect your stuff from your room. You had money saved up from gifts you received. Ooh, okay, this is a fancy little car. Oh wait, no, isn't this the same car as before? After making sure you both were fully prepared for the long haul to the largest city in the surrounding area, you buckled into the car. It was a smooth ride there, with light conversation about what shops to shop at and radio blasting. Liz controlled what was played, but she made sure to pick songs she knew you'd like. So it was something the two of you had always done for each other. Aww. The trip there breezed by in what felt like no time you had gone from cruising down the road to cruising through the mall. Liz had her interests to check out, and you yours. Your hobbies and skills were ones you developed when you were younger. You got into new things since you've grown up. That sounds like me. There's just a story here called Yo-Yo. When turning the corner down a new lake in the mall, your eyes caught a little gift store. Your friends and family had recently given you many presents for graduating high school. You realized you wanted to get a graduation gift yourself to give to Cove. You had a gift of your own ready to give to Cove when the chance came. You really appreciated what you had gotten. Let's go with the first one. Graduation may have already come and gone, but Cove wasn't really around then anyway. You'd keep your eye out for something good, though you might have something nice for him at home already. Eventually, the mall was explored in full, with every shop of note being checked over. Rather than going home, you decided to walk over to some smaller stores nearby. Liz had many thoughts on that topic.
So?
Honestly, malls are not a bastion of society. Even if smaller stores require extra distance, the brands are so much more. Then your sister abruptly stopped speaking and walking right in the middle of the path. It was a good thing no one was behind her. She seemed entirely shut off for a moment. Liz? The attempt to catch her attention was unsuccessful. Something else had all our focus. But you could puzzle out what might be happening. She began to mumble out of the corner of her mouth. Richie, don't draw attention, but look. What? With a harsh whisper and a subtle jerk of her head, she urged you once more.
Hey!
Look! You followed her gaze as best you could. A large bunch of colorful teens joined on the same path. Okay? You faced back over to your sister, confused expression and unspoken question. What were you supposed to be seeing there? Richie, doesn't one of them seem familiar? Oh no, who is it? Who is it? She was practically bouncing at this point, so you looked over the group again. At this time, you saw what she was seeing. Is that? No fucking way! Amongst a collection of strangers was brown hair, gray eyes, and lots of freckles. Is that Shiloh? Is that my boy Shiloh? I'm actually tearing up from this. Oh my gosh. That's Shiloh. Our Shiloh from when we were kids. Yep, that was definitely him. I can't believe it. He's honestly just there. That's hilarious. That's incredible. Oh, but how do we talk to him? We'll have to pull him away from all those other people. And what if I'm wrong? Your mouth opened to reply, but she cut it off with her own answer to her question. I got it. I'll shout the name Shiloh, and then we act like it wasn't us. If he responds to that, we'll know without a doubt it's him. Richie, keep an eye out to see if he looks. Liz, can't you try talking to him normally? We're not doing that. That's a terrible plan. Why do I have to be the one that watches? I am the one who watches. I am the one who knocks. I am the pizza. Fine. You didn't even know how to react. Yeah, fine, let's try it. Likely, without even hearing what you had to say, Liz put her plan into action. Shiloh! She loudly projected the words across the way, then put an act of casualness, turning her head away from the scene while brushing at the skirt of her dress. In a serenely awkward moment, you could only stand there as the tension in the area shifted to the two of you thanks to your sister's shout. But of the many sort of bystanders who became altered by your presence, one of them was the boy. From a distance, his large eyes met yours. He looked. A wide grin over to Liz's face. He took over Liz's face. She pushed the rim of her sun head up and away from her face while swishing back around to greet her old friend directly. Shiloh! Waving, she stepped a bit closer to express her intention to meet without really closing the gap. She wanted him to come closer to her. Who you presume to be Shiloh looked surprised at the call out. He stole a quick glance at the crowd he was with and hesitantly glanced back your way. He was trying to double check something. Liz remained steadfast with her gaze trained on him, and ultimately he broke away from the rest of them. After a late-footed jog across the brick path, the young man pleasantly presented himself in front of Liz and you.
Hi.
Hi, I like your hat. It's Shiloh? Question mark? Wait, I just realized he has like a little purple version of a Jacksepticeye hat. Oh, that's so adorable. Just that simple greeting had Liz giggling.
Hey.
Hello, I'm not sure if you remember this, but I'm Lizzie and that's Richie. We were all friends when we were little kids. His already wide eyes grew even larger, their gaze darting between you and Liz. His previously chipper demeanor faded into something delicate. I'm really sorry, but I think you have the wrong person. You could tell not being instantly recognized was going to make this exchange more of a challenge. Still, Liz was undeterred. It was a long time ago. You were really young. I get why you feel like that. However, I'm positive I'm right. You're exactly the same. The face and the freckles, how genially you try to phrase things. You're even still wearing a hat. Instinctively, he looked up at his headwear with creased up brows, not making a connection on why the hat meant something to her.
Okay.
We knew each other, okay? An uneasy smile settled on him as the silence followed Liz's speech. He was picking his next words carefully. And then the quiet was obliterated by a new voice bursting into the conversation. Shiloh, what are you doing? The rest of the group already left. A field trip is not a vacation. We're on a schedule. Startled by your head snap towards the path, a distinctively unhappy individual with piercing magenta eyes, dark brown skin, and a sharp jaw stormed your way. He carried a cloud of authority with him, despite looking like he wasn't even 18 yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to ditch. Shiloh, whose name was now officially confirmed, gestured with a hand to add the explanation of his absence, as the stranger watched them patiently. They thought they recognized me as someone they knew, but it was a tiny misunderstanding. Liz theoretically as well as literally put her foot down at that, stomping in frustration and getting more childish the longer she was around her childhood companion.
Come on.
We do know you. Shiloh merely shrunk in on himself. The tone he spoke with was pained. Sorry. You honestly couldn't tell if he was apologizing for the upset feelings of your sister or the palpable dissatisfaction of his new acquaintance. That in itself was very Shiloh-like. Oh, you know him, is that it? The stranger spoke in a dismissively scoffing tone, as if the words sounded so absurd to him it was almost amusing. Almost. But the sternness of his demeanor quickly restated itself. Well, do you know me? I'll tell you. I'm someone who has been forced against his will to be aware of what's going on in Shiloh's ridiculous personal life. For a year. If the two of you had any importance in his general day-to-day existence, it would have come up by now. Don't bother trying to exaggerate any trivial connections you might have. It's not good enough. He's still with us, and you'll survive without him. Now stop loitering in the road. It's rude.
Excuse me?
We're the rude ones? The high-strung ranting got an audible gasp from Shiloh, who finally started to speak up again in defense. Nate, that's really mean. It's also true. We're leaving. With the decoration unofficially introduced, Nate indignantly spun on his heels and walking speedily towards where the group went, completely confident that Shiloh would follow behind. Oh, people can sure have bad attitudes, huh? Why can't they just try to get along? It's not hard. Don't worry though, I bet you won't have to deal with him again. And I'm sorry, I can't stay to talk to you, but I hope you have a really nice life.
Bye.
No, Shiloh! And that was it. His final parting words given, Shiloh left the two of you behind to catch up with his own life that he had to go live. Liz watched his exit, stunned, only to frown when it hit her that he was really gone as quickly as he appeared. It happened so fast that you hadn't even been able to get a word in. She sighed, all that energy she built up releasing with a breath. I could have told him his last name was Fields. His birthday was October 30th. That would have proved it, but no. Oh, Shiloh grew up to be dumb. You were definitely feeling equally deflated. Whoever Nate is, he sucks. Well, damn. You couldn't help but laugh. I'm sorry, Liz. Whoever... You were left feeling equally deflated. It could have been a nice moment. Instead it was disappointing. Do you wanna go catch up with them? Liz merely shook her head, pushing off childish thoughts. I think we can leave it here, thanks. He's in the middle of a high school field trip, and it was already enough being able to see him. There's something reassuring about witnessing firsthand that he's still out there, enjoying his own part of the world. Though if given the chance, I could definitely have a few words with him about the company he's got. She laughed, but you could tell there wasn't much humor to it. She was mad at the guy, even if she was happy to let Shiloh go. Maybe they're only with each other because of the trip, and it's not usually how things are.
Right?
True. We can only hope the same for him, and as he did for us. Have a nice life, Shiloh. We'll miss you. Liz smiled at you. It had the self-confidence you knew so well from her. Come on, little baby bro. Let's finish up our own trip. Yeah. No matter how either of you really felt about the occurrence, it was something you simply had to accept. People you know just disappear and reappear in the most unexpected ways. The two of you enjoyed what remained of your outing until it was time to return home. By the time you arrived back, the sun was already beginning to set. You arched your back as you stretched your arms towards the ceiling. While it had been a good day, it had enough activity to cover an entire week. Liz tried to hide a yawn behind her hands, and you weren't the only one feeling worn out. I'll be heading up to my room. I mean, the guest room. Since mine stopped being available as soon as I was out the door. Her tone was light. She had quite a lot to say on the subject when you'd first taken over her bigger room after she left for college, but there have been many trips back home for her since then. The room hasn't been hers for years. It was more of a running joke now that she continued to bring the topic up to this day. Let it go, Liz. I didn't see your name on it. Thanks for being so gracious about giving it up. I had no choice. A small laugh had shared between you and your older sister.
Mm-hmm.
You better believe you'll be back in the guest room when you've got your own place, and we're both in town for a visit. We can take turns. You'll have Thanksgiving, I'll get Christmas. Sure. Don't count on it. That's alright with me. I don't need it. We'll take turns. You'll have Thanksgiving, I'll get Christmas. What a reasonable and mature suggestion. I'll think about accepting it. She flashed her familiar grin, and you couldn't help but feel glad she was back around, even if it was temporary. With that, she plodded off into the spare room. You were ready to do the same. Moving into a new space was your first opportunity to decorate from scratch. We can design our room? Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, I'm gonna try to base it off my own room if I can. Wait. Oh, whoa. Okay, so the color changes the entire room. Okay, then. Okay, you know I'm gonna go with green. Window. Left, right. Ooh, okay. Walls. Right. Okay, that's cool. Lights. Nice. Back. Wait. Oh, there's multiple variations of back. Left. Oh, I didn't know this. Wait, is there different versions of... No, there isn't. Okay. Oh, wait. Ooh. Oh, we can change them. I think I kept my window mostly clean. Okay. Wait, what do we have for lights? Oh, that's it. Okay, well, of course we're gonna have some lights. Right? Oh, back overrides lights. Okay. Lights left. That seems about right. Okay, floor, middle. We can have have an instrument, a guitar, right, a telescope, left, a ball. I'll go with the guitar. Yeah, you know what? This seems about right. This seems about right. Okay, I'll say. Oh, whoops. Wrong thing. I'll save here in case if I want to go back and change it. Done. You were really satisfied with the feel of your tiny part of the world. As your thoughts drifted, you tried to bite down in a yawn. It was no good. Your bed was now lodging in your mind, and all you could think about was collapsing on it. You trudged up the stairs to your room. Stepping inside, you closed the door behind you, blocking the rest of the house. When you turned your back around, you realized you were not alone there. Comfortably perched in the windows was someone very familiar to you. Is it who I think it is? Please tell me it's who I think it is. My God, please tell me that that's my boy. I really want to see how he looks. Oh my God! Look at him! Look at my boy! He looks so damn good! Look at him! Cove Holden. The shock knocked all the words out of you. Huh? How are you here? Surprise? His tone was easy and relaxed. It certainly was a surprise. You hadn't expected him to be within the state, never mind your own house. He hadn't answered how he was suddenly just appeared back in Sunset Bird, though to be fair, you had been so astounded there hasn't been much of an opportunity for him to chat with you. Oh, look at his little anchor necklace. It's adorable. See, little details like that is just so cool. Thankfully, Cove was only waiting for a good moment to start and began to explain.
So...
I love his new voice. I got in about 15 minutes ago. No one was home, so I figured I'd come in the usual way. through my fucking window? The window. A small smile had formed to his face. You were still staring at him, unable to blink in the case he disappeared. You could only still barely believe that he was really there, a mere feet away from you. I left my bags in your backyard, and I hope that's alright. That was when you truly understood. Cove had come straight to you upon getting back into town. You were his first port of call, taking precedence above all else. Even though you hadn't been in when he called, Cove had ensured that he'd see you at the earliest opportunity rather than allowing his plans to change. You laughed, the realization made you bashful, you shook your head at his antics, you stayed frozen, the shock yet to melt away, you walked over to join him, he ran to Cove. You know I'm gonna run to him, get over here, you! Every second away from him was a moment too long. As you approached, Cove quickly hopped down from the windowsill to meet you. You're too crazy, I'm so glad you're here, I missed you, trouble's back in town. I can't believe my eyes, this is the most amazing man in the world. You didn't say anything. I'm so glad you're here. You? Oh, come on. You know I'm not gonna pass up that opportunity. Y'all know very well that I ain't gonna pass up the opportunity to do it. Let's do it. Get over here. Oh. His eyes widened as your face inched closer to his. Cove was absolutely nervous but stood his ground. Come on, right on the cheek. You placed your affectionate peck on the center of his right cheek before stepping back a bit. Cove rubbed the side of his head and furtively glanced down. Though he was trying to hide it, his giddy smile was too bright to be masked easily. I missed you. Even if he hadn't said it outright, you would have gotten the message from his body language. Cole was grinning widely as his raised cheeks burying his eyes, which gleamed like hidden gems. But he looked at you as if you were the most exciting treasure of all. How was the trip? Cole's brow creased as he considered the question. Cove stepped towards you. He cupped your face in his hands, gently guiding your chin so your eyes met his. You could feel the beat of your racing pulse against his fingertips. I hated it. Let's never be apart again, okay? He said that absolutely as a joke, an exaggeration, something that wasn't a real request, of course, and yet despite all that, it felt real. Your heart hammered in your inner chest. Your head swam, cast adrift on a tide of thought and adrenaline. Cove smiled as if offering a silent apology for his sudden onslaught of tenderness, but he let the words proudly hang in the air all the same. Cove told you about how his trip back had gone, so you'd even recover enough to actually listen. His mom was doing really well. He had a project in the works that she was thrilled about. As a result, Cove was going to be sticking around in Sunset Bird for the time being. Things were settled as much as they ever could be. With Cove back once more, you felt at ease. Cove stretched his arms out over his head, his eyes on the window and world beyond. The sun had set while you'd been busy reuniting.
Well,
I should probably get my stuff and see Dad. He glanced over to you with a familiar, expectant look. Want to come with me? No, but I'll walk you downstairs. Sure, I can go over for a little while. You know I do.
cool.
Cove began to head to your bedroom door. Should we, for old time's sake? You know what, why not? It was a special occasion. Cove? He paused, turning to face you once more. You're coming back in a big moment. Something worth celebrating. What I'm trying to say is that I want you to give me a piggyback ride. Cove didn't say anything, his eyebrows raised in disbelief.
Seriously?
Really, Richie? You want me to carry you down the stairs? You nodded. Cove rolled his eyes, but he bent down so you could clamber onto his back. You climbed onto his back with ease. Sometimes it helped that you were close in height. Though your size didn't make it easier for him, Cove didn't complain. Cove wobbled as he straightened up, not terribly accustomed to balancing someone on his shoulders. Cove carried you down the stairs. You had to duck down a couple of times, the ceiling grazing against your elevated head. Still, you safely reached the ground floor of your house. The door's gonna be in the way. Get off here so I can open it up. He bent down to let you slide safely off his back. Seeing hit things from your usual height was disorientating after getting accustomed to looking down at everything. In all the excitement of Code's return, you haven't even remembered the gift you prepared when he got back. It would be best to give it to him now before he left your house. Oh, can you wait here for a little moment? I got something for you. Code's eyes widened as he tried to conceal his smile. He toyed with the collar of his top.
Really?
I mean, you didn't have to do that. You nodded with some eagerness, trying to imagine how he'd react when he actually saw it. You bought Code something special. The gift you had chosen hadn't been something you could buy. You know what? Second one. It was... Oh, the orange shell that had been entranced since you were kids. A white poppy from the hill behind your house. Oh, both of these would have made good gifts. You know what? The orange shell. The orange shell is more iconic. Plus, it's the first thing that Cove got his eyes on, so why not? You quickly went up to your room to collect the shell, knowing exactly where to find it. It had been housed in the same box since you were a little kid. After all, taking great care, you extracted it from the case. Though it had been a long time since you had taken it out, the grooves were as familiar as your fingertips as the opening line from your favorite song to your ears. Cove had admired this shell ever since you first saw it, declaring it to be the best of all your treasures. Despite that, he never accepted your offers to take it. You hoped that might change tonight. You closed your hand around the shell, not wanting Cove to see it until you were ready, and headed downstairs. When you were back in front of Cove, you cautiously lifted your arm up. He looked on curiously as you unfurled your fingers to show him his gift. I know you don't want to take it from me, but what I want is for you to have it. Cove stared down at the familiar shell nestled in your palm. His mouth parted, though no words came out. He drew his eyes up to meet yours silently and found the answer to whatever question he couldn't speak. He put his hands over yours and broke the silence. Okay. It was as quiet as a whisper. His fingers were as gentle as his words, brushing up against your palm as he took the shell from your grasp. He cradled it carefully against his chest and smiled at you, his eyes bright. I'll keep it forever. Cove reverentially laid the gift safely on the counter, but he didn't turn back to face you once he had ensured it was secure. Though his face was angled away from you, you caught his eyelashes fluttering as if batting away tears. His throat bobbled as he swallowed bubbling emotions. You knew that Cove would be sentimental. The gift could be sentimental. The gift and all the memories and feelings tied up to it seemed to have taken a toll on him. When he began to sniffle, you felt the need to reach out. Cove? I can't... Richie, I don't know what to do. He forcefully scrubbed his eyes, but like he was trying to push the tears that threatened to spill back in. Oh, Cove, it's okay. Do you need to cry? No. No. Look at his face. That's the face of, no, I'm not crying, you're crying. Nevertheless, tears began to spill down his cheeks, even as he wiped them away. More took their place. Thank you. His voice quivered as he spoke. Cove reached out. You gladly stepped forward to meet him. He laid his warm hands against your cheeks and brought his lips to you. The kiss was quick as it was light, like a butterfly fluttering against you before skittering away. But it couldn't have been any sweeter. You're such a crybaby. You didn't need words as you quietly accepted his appreciation. You're welcome. Cove let out a steady breath, but it was far removed from the shaky gasp that had accompanied his sniffles. The tears had dried. His eyes were a little red, but open and at peace once again. He smiled, fully recovered from the emotions that had overcome him. You're really, seriously too nice to me. You smiled back. I don't think there's such a thing as too nice when it comes to you. Cove brushed his hand against the pale ghost of a scar on his arm. He was at a loss for what to do now. The clock ticked away, counting the seconds of silence. Once you had a chance to settle your thoughts, you figured you'd tell Cove the intriguing news. I meant to tell you earlier. I saw Shiloh today.
Huh?
Shiloh? Cove repeated the name, his expression blank. From when we were kids. Cove pondered it for a moment, then snapped his fingers. Oh, he was the freckly boy from the first summer, right? The one who moved? I met a guy named Shiloh. He looked just like the Shiloh we knew, plus however many years. But he didn't remember me and just left. Cove frowned. That's, I don't know. Too bad I missed it. Though you knew him better than I did. That was definitely true. Not only had Cove known Shiloh for a shorter period of time, but he and Shiloh had never quite gotten along. Not that they were enemies either, just kids who were only ever together just because of other people they both knew. I wonder what Shiloh was up to these days. I don't have any idea. He didn't say much. Oh well. That was everything you had on that news item, so you moved on to the next big update. Also, you know the mean old neighbors? The ones who would always yell at us? He cringed, recalling those particular memories of back in the day was not pleasant even for someone as nostalgic as him. Yeah? They're not coming. They didn't rent the condo this summer. Cove's jaw dropped, but you didn't blame him. The elderly couple had been in an institution for as far back as you can remember, long predating Cove's arrival. Even now, as a teenager, you found your neck prickling as you walked by their condo, half expecting a scolding for breathing the wrong way in the vicinity of their vacation home. It was strange to think of that coming to an end. Wow. Cove blinked, clearly struggling with the idea in the same way you had. I didn't see that coming. People being gone, people coming back. It feels like I've missed a lot. This has been a busy summer already. Well, you haven't missed the fireflies. They haven't shown up yet. Well, that's something, and we better not get left behind. There's still stuff to do. You know, as soon as you left your house, Cove bent down to let you climb onto his back and for the last part of the journey. It seemed that no sooner had the night begun that it was already at an end, and the dawn of a new day was soon upon you. The next morning, your belly was full of breakfast, and you were in a pleasant mood. You hoped the rest of the day followed suit. Later, you were meeting up with your friends, Cove, Miranda, and Terry, to go into town. Wait, we get to see Miranda and Terry? Oh, I actually want to see what they look like. It was all on short notice, but it was because everyone was just so excited that Cove was finally back home. Okay, but I do want to see the designs, but I've been recording for an hour now, and I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a